Before you seek to conquer challenges in the outer world, you must first learn to master the inner one. The mind is like a wild horse, powerful but restless. If it is untamed, it will pull you in every direction, scattering your energy and breaking your focus. Confidence cannot exist in such a state. A person whose thoughts are filled with noise will always hesitate, always question, always retreat. True power begins when you learn to bring stillness to the chaos inside your own head. Only then does clarity arise, and with clarity, confidence is born. The first step is awareness. Most people live their days without even noticing how many thoughts race through their minds. Doubt, fear, comparison, judgment, they flow endlessly, and because they are not observed, they take control. But when you stop, breathe, and observe your thoughts like clouds passing in the sky, you begin to understand that you are not your thoughts. You are the one watching them. This separation is the beginning of mental mastery. The moment you see your mind clearly, you weaken the grip of doubt. Discipline of the mind is not about removing all fear or silencing every negative thought. That is not possible. It is about training your focus, just as you would train a muscle. Where your attention goes, your energy follows. If you constantly feed the thoughts of failure, they will grow stronger. If you choose to focus on possibilities, on action, on growth, those qualities will expand within you. Confidence is not the absence of doubt, but the decision to place your attention on what empowers you, not what limits you. One practical way to master the mind is through breath. The breath is the bridge between the body and the mind. When the breath is shallow and rushed, the mind is unsettled. When the breath is deep and calm, the mind follows. By practicing control of your breathing, you gain control of your inner state. In moments of fear or hesitation, a few deep breaths can return you to balance. This simple practice is a doorway into greater awareness, and with awareness comes control. Remember, the mind is the foundation of confidence. If you do not master your thoughts will master you. Before you lift a sword, before you speak your truth, that is, before you step onto any battlefield of life, ensure that the battle inside has already been won. A person who has mastered their mind does not wait for circumstances to give them confidence. They carry it with them, unshaken, wherever they go. Confidence is not built in a single day, nor is it gifted by one lucky success. It is cultivated through the rhythm of repeated effort. One push up will not make your body strong, just as one bold action will not make your spirit confident. The power lies in what you do repeatedly, in the small choices you make every day that shape who you are becoming. Consistency is the soil in which confidence grows, and without it, even the greatest ambition remains only a dream. When you act consistently, you begin to form trust with yourself. Think about it. How can you believe in your own strength if you constantly break promises to yourself? Each time you say, "I will do this," and then avoid it, you weaken your inner foundation. But when you commit to something, even something small, and repeat it daily, you send a signal to your mind, "I am dependable. I can be trusted." That self-trust is the true seed of confidence. It is not arrogance. It is evidence created by action. The path of consistency is not glamorous. It is quiet, repetitive, often unnoticed by others. But this is where the real power lies. Imagine water dripping onto a rock. One drop does nothing. 10 drops do little. But thousands of drops over time carve deep channels into solid stone. Consistency works in the same way. Each repeated effort seems small in the moment, but together they shape your strength and identity. Confidence is born not in sudden bursts, but in patient, steady persistence. There will always be days when motivation disappears, when the task feels heavy, when the mind whispers, "Take it easy, skip it today." These are the moments where confidence is truly forged. Anyone can act when inspired. The strong act even without inspiration. Discipline carries you when motivation fades. And with every disciplined action, your confidence grows because you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. Confidence becomes unshakable when you know you will not abandon yourself, no matter how you feel. Understand this truth. Consistency is not about perfection. You will stumble. You will miss days. But consistency is about returning again and again to the path. Just as a warrior sharpens his blade daily, not once, you must sharpen your character with repeated practice. Each step may feel small, but over time, the accumulation becomes unstoppable. In this way, consistency is not just a practice. It is a way of life, and through it, true confidence is carved into your being. Most people run from discomfort, believing it is a sign to retreat. Yet, discomfort is not your enemy. It is your guide. Growth cannot be found in the safety of what is familiar. Confidence is not born from staying in the same place, doing the same things, and feeling the same emotions. It is born when you step into situations that challenge you, when you stretch beyond the limits of comfort. Just as the body strengthens by lifting weights heavier than before, the spirit strengthens by carrying burdens it has not yet known. Discomfort is the training ground of the confident. Consider the first time you attempt anything new. Whether it is speaking before others, starting a journey, or facing a fear, discomfort will always greet you at the door. It whispers that you are not ready, that you will fail, that others will judge you. But within that unease lies hidden treasure. Each time you endure discomfort, you gain proof that you can survive it. The more you face it, the less control it holds over you. In this way, discomfort transforms from a threat into a teacher, showing you the vastness of your own capacity. The mind naturally seeks comfort because comfort feels safe. But safety does not create strength. Imagine a seed that never breaks its shell. It remains trapped forever, never becoming the tree it was meant to be. The breaking, the pushing, the stretching are uncomfortable, but they are necessary for transformation. Likewise, if you shield yourself from all discomfort, you remain small. To expand your confidence, you must allow the discomfort of growth to reshape you. It is the friction that polishes the stone until it shines. Discomfort also humbles you. It reminds you that you are still learning, still growing, still unfinished. Confidence is not arrogance. It does not mean pretending to know everything. Instead, it is built by entering uncomfortable spaces where you are tested, where you stumble, and where you rise again with greater strength. Each challenge you face makes the next one easier. Slowly, discomfort stops being something you fear and becomes something you welcome, because you know it is the doorway to transformation. Therefore, do not avoid discomfort. Seek it. Step into situations that stretch your limits. Try what you fear. Push yourself beyond the edge of what feels easy. Every time you do, you expand the territory of your confidence. One day, what once terrified you will feel natural. That is the power of embracing discomfort as a teacher. It does not weaken you. It prepares you to stand unshaken in any situation. Confidence does not come from pretending, nor does it come from projecting an image to impress others. Real confidence is quiet, steady, and unshakable because it is built upon alignment. When your actions match your values, you no longer feel the need to prove anything. You know who you are, and you know why you act the way you do. This inner harmony creates a deep, lasting strength that no opinion, no criticism, no outside force can easily shake. The power of confidence lies in living truthfully. When you live out of alignment, you feel it. There is a tension inside, a sense of restlessness. You say one thing but do another. You believe in discipline, yet your actions fall into laziness. You believe in honesty, yet your choices bend toward convenience. These inner conflicts create cracks in your confidence because deep down you know you are betraying yourself. The world might not see it, but your own spirit feels it. True self-confidence can never be built on self-betrayal. To align with your values, you must first know them clearly. Many people wander through life without ever asking themselves, what do I truly believe? What do I stand for? Without this clarity, your actions are easily swayed by the opinions of others. But once you define your values, integrity, discipline, compassion, courage, they become your compass. Each choice you make is either moving you closer to or further away from those values. Confidence grows each time you choose the path that reflects your truth. Living in alignment also frees you from the weight of comparison. When your actions reflect your own values, you no longer measure yourself against the lives of others. You do not need to follow their pace, nor copy their path. Confidence comes from authenticity, from walking your own road with certainty. This is why people who live aligned with their values often appear calm and steady, because they are not trying to be someone else. They are fully themselves. Remember, confidence does not require a mask. It does not demand performance. It comes quietly when you live in harmony with what you truly believe. Each time your actions reflect your deepest values, you strengthen the foundation of your being. Slowly, you realize that confidence is not about becoming someone new, but about becoming fully who you already are. And when that alignment is steady, your presence itself radiates confidence without words. Inside every person lives a voice that questions, doubts, and criticizes. It whispers that are not ready, that you are not good enough, that others are stronger, smarter, or more deserving than you. This inner critic does not always shout. Sometimes it is quiet, subtle, and persistent, like water dripping on stone. Left unchecked, it erodes confidence until you hesitate at every step. The first battle of confidence is not against the outside world, but against this voice within. You cannot simply wish this critic away. It does not disappear with affirmations or empty words. The inner critic must be silenced through discipline. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, you weaken its grip. Each time you act despite doubt, you prove it wrong. Discipline creates evidence, and evidence builds confidence. Without discipline, your words are empty. With discipline, your actions become unshakable proof that you can be trusted even by yourself. Think of a person who constantly tells themselves, I will wake early, I will train, I will work with focus, but never follows through. Each broken promise feeds the inner critic, giving it strength to say, see, you cannot rely on yourself. Now consider another person who sets small, achievable commitments and keeps them consistently. Even something as simple as daily exercise, reading, or controlled breathing becomes a weapon against doubt. These fulfilled actions whisper back, I can trust myself. Over time, the critic loses its power. Discipline is not about punishment or harshness. It is about alignment and training. A disciplined person does not wait for the right mood or the right moment. They act because it is their decision, not because they feel like it. And with every action taken in discipline, the inner critic grows quieter. Confidence then flows naturally, not because the doubts have vanished, but because you no longer listen to them. You listen instead to the evidence of your consistent effort. Silencing the inner critic is not about erasing fear or weakness. It is about proving to yourself that you are stronger than the voice that tries to limit you. Discipline is the practice of showing up again and again, no matter what the inner critic says. Over time, the critic becomes nothing more than background noise, still there but powerless. And in its place rises a calm, steady confidence built not on words but on action. Confidence is often lost not because a person lacks ability, but because their mind is scattered between the past and the future. They replay old mistakes or they imagine failures that have not yet happened. In this constant movement of thought, they are absent from the only place where strength can exist, the present moment. Presence is the anchor of confidence. It keeps you grounded, steady, and unshaken, no matter what storms surround you. When you are fully present, fear loses its hold. Fear feeds on what if. It grows in the shadows of imagined futures. But the present moment holds no what if. It is direct, real, and immediate. The mind that is trained to remain in this moment is not caught in anxiety or regret. It is focused on what can be done now, and this focus breeds calm power. Confidence is born not from knowing the future, but from fully living in the now. Breath is one of the simplest tools to return to presence. Each deep inhale, each steady exhale brings the mind back to the body, back to the current moment. When the breath is calm, the mind becomes calm. In this stillness, clarity appears. This is why in moments of pressure, whether speaking before others, making decisions, or facing challenges, the one who controls their breath controls their state. Presence begins with the breath, and through it, the scattered mind is gathered. Presence also demands attention to the task at hand. Too often, people approach their work while their thoughts wander. They are distracted, half committed, divided between many concerns. But confidence grows when you give your full focus to one thing. Even simple actions, walking, eating, training, when done with full attention, strengthen presence. The mind learns to stay, not to wander. This practice carries into greater challenges where confidence shines brightest. The art of presence is not about escaping reality, but about fully entering it. When you stand grounded in the moment, you do not carry the weight of the past or the worry of the future. You move with clarity, precision, and strength. Confidence radiates from such presence because you are not pulled away by distractions or consumed by doubts. You are here, steady and aware, and in this state, nothing can shake you from within. Failure is often misunderstood. Many see it as the end, as a sign that they are not capable, not worthy, not strong enough. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the path to success. Every person who has achieved mastery, every individual who carries true confidence, has walked through the fire of failure many times. What separates the strong from the weak is not the absence of failure, but the ability to use it as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. When you fail, you are given a gift. It may not feel like it in the moment, but failure carries with it lessons that success can never teach. It strips away illusions, it reveals your weaknesses, and it points directly to where growth is needed. Success often hides mistakes, failure exposes them clearly. The confident person does not run from this truth. They welcome it because they understand that every mistake is guidance toward becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable. The mind trained in discipline does not fear failure because it knows that failure is temporary. A setback is only permanent if you decide to stop moving forward. Each time you rise after falling, you gain more strength than before. Just as a muscle grows by breaking and repairing, your character grows by facing defeat and learning to recover. This resilience builds confidence, for you begin to trust not in a perfect path, but in your own ability to rise again no matter what happens. Failure also teaches humility. It reminds you that mastery is never instant, that growth requires patience, and that every person, no matter how skilled, will face moments of weakness. Humility is not weakness, it is strength. It keeps you open to learning, open to correction, open to improvement. The person who avoids failure in order to protect their pride will remain small. The one who embraces failure with humility will expand without limit. Confidence born from failure is deep and unshakable. It is not fragile because it does not depend on always succeeding. It is rooted in the knowledge that even if you fall, you will not remain on the ground. This is why those who have faced failure many times often radiate calm strength. They have already been tested, already endured, already risen. They do not fear mistakes, for they know mistakes are only stepping stones on the path to mastery. True confidence is not loud, and it is not selfish. It does not demand attention, nor does it seek to dominate. Instead, real confidence radiates outward, uplifting those around you. When you grow in strength, the natural impulse of a balanced spirit is to share it. This does not mean giving away all of your energy, but rather allowing your presence, your discipline, and your example to inspire and guide others. Confidence becomes unstoppable when it is no longer just about yourself, but about how your strength benefits the world around you. A person who hoards their strength remains small. They may seem powerful, but their confidence is fragile because it is built only for themselves. On the other hand, when you use your strength to support others, to encourage, to guide, to teach, your confidence expands. It grows roots deeper than personal ambition because it now serves a greater purpose. Helping others rise does not weaken you. It multiplies the impact of your own journey. Think of how a single flame can light countless candles without losing its fire. This is the nature of true confidence. When you act with kindness, when you share your knowledge, when you extend your hand to someone struggling, you prove that your confidence is genuine and abundant. The insecure seek to keep others down, but the confident are not threatened by the success of others. They build others up because they know strength shared is strength multiplied. Sharing your strength also teaches you about yourself. When you explain, guide, or inspire, you are forced to clarify your own values and refine your own discipline. Teaching sharpens the teacher as much as it uplifts the student. By investing in others, you not only strengthen their spirit, but also reinforce your own. This cycle of giving and growing deepens your confidence, making it unshakable. Finally, When you share your strength, you create ripples that extend far beyond what you can see. One word of encouragement can change a life. One act of kindness can inspire someone to continue when they were ready to give up. Confidence that remains hidden dies within you, but confidence that is expressed through service becomes timeless. To share your strength is to extend your spirit into the world, leaving behind an impact that continues long after you are gone.